If you're someone who spends most of the day sitting, whether that's at home, in an office, driving, or simply being inactive, your body gradually adapts to that lifestyle. Over time, it actually becomes very efficient at sitting. This happens because certain muscles start to shut down and weaken, while others become overworked and tight. The situation becomes even worse when sitting isn't done properly. Most people don't sit upright. Instead, they slouch forward, lean to one side, or shift into awkward positions to feel more comfortable. These habits slowly create muscular imbalances and movement problems that don't just affect you while sitting, but also when you stand, walk, or exercise. As a result, many people develop a common postural pattern. The head moves forward in front of the body, the shoulders and upper back round forward, and the lower back becomes overly arched due to an anterior pelvic tilt. On top of this, uneven sitting habits often create asymmetries in the body, where one side becomes tighter or stronger than the other. This can cause one shoulder or hip to droop slightly lower than the other. Over time, these imbalances can lead to stiffness, discomfort, and pain in areas like the neck, shoulders, lower back, and hips. They also make it harder to perform exercises correctly in the gym, and even make standing or moving comfortably throughout the day more difficult. The good news is that this process is reversible. Even if you spend most of your day sitting, there are simple and effective ways to improve your posture and prevent these issues from getting worse. Research analyzing multiple studies shows that these postural changes happen because some muscles become weak and underactive, while others become tight and shortened. These tight muscles pull your body into poor positions over time. To fix this, I'll walk you through 2 quick 5-minute corrective routines that you can do almost anywhere. These routines are designed to loosen tight muscles, strengthen weak ones, and correct asymmetries caused by prolonged sitting. The first routine focuses mainly on the upper body, and the second routine focuses on the lower body. Each routine includes 4 exercises. Toward the end, I'll also explain how to easily fit these routines into your daily schedule. For now, let's begin with the first routine, which targets the upper body. The first exercise we'll use to improve upper body mobility is called over and backs. This movement can be done using either a resistance band or a towel. The purpose of this exercise is to open up and stretch the tight chest and shoulder muscles that constantly pull the body forward into a hunched position. To perform it, hold the band or towel with a wide overhand grip. Gently pull your hands apart to create light tension. Without bending your elbows, raise your arms up overhead and slowly move them behind your body, going only as far as your current mobility allows. Once your hands move behind you, focus on continuing to pull them apart to deepen the stretch. Start with a very wide grip, and as your shoulder mobility improves over time, gradually bring your hands closer together. Next, we'll move into the cobra pose, which helps stretch nearly all the muscles that become tight from prolonged sitting. This stretch is one of the most effective for people who sit often because it places the body in almost the exact opposite position of a seated posture, joint by joint. To perform the cobra safely and without irritating your lower back, lie face down on the floor with your feet about hip-width apart and your toes pointing downward. Place your hands beside your chest directly under your shoulders. Begin by tightening your quadriceps so that your knees lift slightly off the ground. Then pull your shoulder blades down and back. From there, focus on lengthening your spine by moving your chest forward and upward using your mid and lower back muscles. Avoid pushing yourself up aggressively with your arms. They should only assist with balance and support. Hold the top position for a few deep breaths, then slowly lower yourself and repeat for several repetitions. The next movement is designed to address postural asymmetries that develop from leaning or slouching to one side while sitting. This habit often tightens the muscles along the side of the body, particularly the quadratus lumborum, which can cause one side of the torso to drop lower than the other. To target this, perform a standing side reach. Place one hand on your hip, then raise the opposite arm upward and slightly backward at a diagonal angle. Think about reaching toward the ceiling while also extending behind you. Adjust the angle of your reach until you feel a strong stretch along the side of your torso. Hold this position for 5 to 10 seconds, then repeat for several repetitions before switching sides. You'll likely notice that one side feels tighter than the other. If that's the case, spend extra time and perform additional repetitions on the tighter side to help restore balance. The final exercise in this upper body routine focuses on strengthening muscles that commonly become weak from sitting, specifically the lower trapezius muscles, which contribute to rounded shoulders, and the deep neck flexors, which play a major role in forward head posture. To strengthen these areas, we'll use wall slides combined with chin nods. Stand with your back against a wall, aiming to keep both your upper back and lower back flat against it. Place your arms against the wall and slowly slide them upward and downward. At the same time, keep the back of your head touching the wall and perform chin nods by gently tucking your chin inward, as if you're trying to create a double chin. This movement activates the deep neck muscles responsible for proper head positioning. As you slide your arms, you should feel your mid-back muscles working, and during the chin nods, you should feel the muscles at the front of your neck engage. This combination exercise is highly effective at correcting both rounded shoulders and forward head posture at the same time. If wall slides feel too difficult at first, you can substitute them with shoulder Ws as a beginner-friendly alternative. Now that we've addressed the upper body, it's time to focus on the mid and lower body muscles, which are also heavily affected by prolonged sitting. Tightness and weakness in these areas can contribute to poor posture, discomfort, and limited mobility. The first exercise in this lower body routine is aimed at improving thoracic, mid-back mobility. Sitting for long periods often stiffens the thoracic spine, causing the upper back to round forward. This stiffness can also lead to compensations in the lower back and hips, making daily movements and exercise less efficient. To perform thoracic rotations, start on all fours with your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. Sit your hips back slightly toward your heels for comfort. Extend one arm straight out in front of you, while placing the other hand behind your head. Slowly lower the elbow of the bent arm toward the floor, then rotate it upward toward the ceiling, following your elbow with your eyes. Pause briefly at the top before returning to the starting position. Repeat for several repetitions, then switch to the other side. You should feel a stretch and increased mobility across the mid-back as you rotate. Next, we target the hip flexors, which often become tight from prolonged sitting and contribute to an anterior pelvic tilt. Tight hip flexors pull the pelvis forward, which can cause excessive arching in the lower back. To stretch them effectively, perform a kneeling hip flexor stretch. Start in a kneeling lunge position with one foot in front of you and the other knee on the ground. Before leaning forward, posteriorly tilt your pelvis by contracting your glutes and engaging your core. Once your pelvis is set in the correct position, gently lean forward until you feel a deep stretch in the front of your hip on the kneeling leg. Hold this position for about 10 deep breaths, then switch sides. To go a step further and also open up the hips with external rotation while addressing asymmetries, perform a hip flexor stretch with a cross-leg variation. Using a couch, chair, or any elevated platform, place your front leg across it while fully extending your back leg behind you. Keep your hands on your front foot or the platform for support, brace your core, and hinge at the hips to bring your chest forward. This will stretch the front hip of your back leg while also opening your hips. Adjust your torso slightly to explore different angles and find the deepest stretch. Switch sides, paying extra attention to any side that feels tighter, as sitting habits often create uneven hip flexibility. An alternative to this variation is performing the stretch while seated. Place one foot on the opposite knee and gently lean your chest forward until you feel the stretch along the outer hip and glutes. This can be particularly useful for those who spend a lot of time crossing their legs while seated. Finally, we focus on glute activation. The glutes often become inactive from prolonged sitting, which weakens them and worsens anterior pelvic tilt. Before performing glute exercises, it's crucial to first complete the hip and lower back stretches, as tight muscles can inhibit proper glute engagement. For glute bridges, lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Begin by performing a posterior pelvic tilt. Contract your glutes and core to tuck the pelvis under. Once your pelvis is stabilized, lift your hips toward the ceiling by squeezing your glutes, keeping your spine neutral rather than arching your lower back. Now that you've gone through both the upper and lower body routines, the next important step is figuring out how to integrate them into your daily life for the best results. Consistency and timing are key when it comes to reversing the negative effects of prolonged sitting. Research on office workers shows that productivity peaks when taking short breaks roughly every 52 minutes. This provides a perfect opportunity to incorporate one of these routines. A practical approach is to alternate between the upper body and lower body routines after each hour of sitting. This ensures you're addressing both tightness and weakness throughout the body while keeping your posture in check. Even if you don't have time for multiple sessions, aim to perform both routines at least once per day. If you sit for long hours, performing each routine twice a day is ideal. The more consistently you do these exercises, the faster and more lasting your improvements will be. However, it's important to understand that sitting itself isn't the only culprit. People who stand all day can experience similar postural imbalances. The real issues come from not taking regular movement breaks, being unaware of posture during daily activities, and insufficient overall mobility and strength work. To truly improve posture and prevent discomfort, you need to combine these routines with general movement and posture awareness throughout the day. Simply performing the exercises without addressing your daily habits will limit the effectiveness of any corrective program. By following these routines and being mindful of posture while sitting, standing, or moving, you can create positive, long-lasting changes. Over time, this will help you look better with improved posture, feel more comfortable and pain-free during daily activities, and move and perform exercises more efficiently in the gym. For those who want a step-by-step, comprehensive program, including how to train and eat to build muscle, burn fat, and improve posture without neglecting key muscles highlighted in these routines, you can take the analysis quiz at buildwithscience.com. This will help you identify the program that best fits your body and goals. Finally, remember that progress comes from consistency, frequency, and awareness. Make movement a regular part of your day. Stretch and strengthen the right areas, and pay attention to your posture. Over time, these small, deliberate actions will produce noticeable improvements in how you look, feel, and move.